Okay, today on the bench we have nothing because today I'm gonna do something different. Just want to quickly talk about the business practices, and um, basically the difference between the law and the morals. Basically, obeying the law or being a moral person. Surprisingly, that is, in my view, very important in general in life, but in business the most. The reason is because if you don't appreciate your business, you don't appreciate your clients, you don't put 100%, you don't put client on top before everything, before your revenue. And I know it's a business, and a lot of people say, well, I'm running business here. Well, you can still run a business and be a moral person. And and I've seen that too many times in my life, and I've done mistakes myself, and luckily karma kicked me in the butt relatively quickly, so I learned not to do that. As you see, all my repairs are posted on YouTube, so I can be as transparent as I can, so you can see actually what I did. You can inspect my process, you can repeat my process. It's nothing too complicated. But I want you to have confidence that you will be able to see what I repaired, how I repaired it, and instead of just sending it to me. And because you need to have a little bit of trust when you send someone in ECM from the car that is worth $800-900, the device itself. You don't know if I'm not gonna run away with it, or maybe I'll just blow some hot air on it. Take me 2 minutes, and I'll send it back, charge you $130, and it'll help for a week or two. And then the misfire comes back, and you return the board to me, and then I tell you, well, now I need to replace the chip or do something, because you don't see what I'm doing, right? So I want to make sure that you always see what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. If I do any mistakes, they will be there on the video, and you'll be able to verify that. You can send that video to some other repair shop. Just tell me if that guy has skills. How's his soldering skills? Is he describing the process, or is he doing the process as it should be done? So I don't want to leave anything out. For the same reason, 10% of all my earnings from this bench go to charity of my choice. In this case, for kids with autism, or Autism Speaks, because I have an autistic child. And I don't do that because, to brag about it, and I don't do that to get tax breaks. I don't really report it on my taxes. It's just I don't report it as an income either. But I don't report it as how much I donated to charity, because I don't want anything for that. I'm just trying to keep my karma balanced. So I want to give something back. I'm making money from this. There's no reason for not giving away 10% from that, or at least in my view. This profession also, especially the mechanics and repair technicians, we are all in the position where we have power to scam people. We can tell you that you need this replaced and that replaced, even though you probably don't even need it. It's a good thing to replace, but you don't really need it. But we're gonna tell you that, yeah, you definitely need it, and just to draw more business. And that doesn't pay. Those practices don't pay. The money you get from those practices, they're not gonna bring you happiness. I'm not a religious person. I know few repair technicians that are religious and say that even though no one's watching you, the God is still watching. And I have a similar belief that that extra $5, $10, or $50 you make from scamming people or giving people services they don't really need, it's not going to be good for you. That money is not going to bring you happiness. The reason I'm talking about that is I came across. I've lived in Georgia for about 3 years, and I was with in the apartment complex, which is actually pretty nice. Not much of a view, but the place been built in 2015. It's a relatively nice place. The pool, they used to have more stuff like laundry services and stuff that they don't anymore, but you still pay the same price, well, same price, even more for having those luxuries, even though you don't have them anymore. The pool was closed for 8 months. We were still paying the pool maintenance fees on the pool that has been out of commission. And they were saying, well, it's COVID, it's not us, right? So you still need to pay fees, but there's no pool because it's COVID. Fine, I wasn't complaining then. I'm not complaining now, but everything added up because after 3 years, I can no longer afford to keep that apartment. So in November, I gave him my notice that stating clearly, heads up, I'm not going to be re-signing the lease. I'll pay for all the damages or what have you that is not covered by either insurance or deposit. I'll pay with my last rent, and we're out of there. And it was fine then, although well, it wasn't fine. They acknowledged that, but I guess they got confused because they thought it was a roommate change, not the lease lack of the 60-day notice. So I can kind of understand them there, that there was some confusion, even though I don't feel personally responsible for them misunderstanding, but okay, that's fine. But I asked them plainly why, what was not clear about my sentence stating I will not be re-signing the lease. And well, they could have handled it better, but how they handled it is absolutely despicable in my view, because they said that my email was not titled correctly. So the email should have been titled, "This is my 60-day notice." And instead, it was titled, "I will not be resigning the lease." Huge difference, right? Because of that, I think that's a despicable business practice if you just find loopholes. Because the law is on their side, right? That they send me a picture of the lease stating that 60 days before you need to let them know, but it was written in a way that you need to let them know verbally, or anyone working in the office, that you're not going to be renewing the lease. It doesn't say anything about the title of the email or anything like that. I checked. So this was clearly just done. So let's find the loophole. So now I have to pay 2 months of rent after I move out. 2 months of rent. I'm not sure if the utilities are going to be included in there, but probably, because they were included in the rent, and the pool maintenance fees, and the trash removal, and dog poop pickup. All that will be included in my rent. So I'll be still paying for that for 2 months. So now I have to find a new apartment, put the deposit on, put the first month's rent, maybe last month's rent as well. And on top of that, for 2 months, I have to pay for the apartment I don't live in anymore. Now, the law is on their side, right? Because, well, did you sign the lease? I did sign the lease. Did I read it? No. Because I didn't expect, when I sign a lease, it is my understanding that I pay you rent and I live there, right? I don't want to hire a lawyer and to read through the agreements that we signed 20 pages. For the same reason, when you send me a computer for repair or any device for repair, I don't make you sign anything. I don't make you go through 20 pages of contract, which somewhere in the states that you need to put the ticket number with the green highlighter on the box. Otherwise, if you send me that computer without the ticket number on the box, the board is mine, and I sell it on eBay, right? Or maybe you did write the ticket number on the box, but you use black marker instead of yellow highlighter, right? And loopholes like that, and you know, uh, are you going to be happy with the money that you acquire that way? Because you know you're stealing. The law might be on your side because the client signed the agreement that the yellow highlighter needs to be there, or green highlighter, or whatever gotcha clause in the contract. So the law might be on your side. The client might want to battle that in court, and you just say, well, you signed this and you agreed to this, so, you know, sorry, I take your money, I take your device, because you messed up, not me, right? I'm within the law. Well, technically, yeah, but are you going to be happy with that money? You know you don't deserve that money. You know this device is not yours. You know you're stealing, but the law can't do anything about it. The client can't do anything about it. That's the difference between the law and the morals. You can follow the law and still have morals, but if you just focus on the law and do practices like that, after 3 years that I lived in that apartment, I've never been late on rent. I've never gave him any problems. One time I broke the microwave. They made me pay for it first. They wouldn't repair it because normally I expected they come repair it and just add it to my next rent, right? I'm not going anywhere. I'm not a flight risk. But no, I have to pay that separately and then wait 6 weeks for them to repair it, because obviously they can't trust me. I do have to trust them, but they will not show any trust in my direction. I've lost like a lot of stuff because first they said you can't keep anything on the patios, like not even umbrellas on the patio. It's Georgia, it's sunny, right? You can't keep patios, the umbrella, patio umbrella on the patio. You can't keep anything that is not meant for the patio, not even a vacuum cleaner or I don't know, a screwdriver. This is still no. So I put it under the stairs in the hallway, and that is there's a railing around it, so it's not like it's in anybody's way. It's not a fire escape or anything like that. It's under the stairs. It's out of everybody's way. Then they said you need to remove that. So I said, okay, but where am I supposed to keep it? On the patio. But I just moved it from the patio over there because you don't allow me to keep it on the patio. So they sent me a notice that you remove it in 2 days or we're going to remove it. And I got that email after I saw that, well, my stuff has been stolen, right? And then I read the email that, well, if you don't remove it, we're going to remove it. They didn't give me any receipt. There was like my son's bike, my son's scooter, his toys, like some carpet, his little wagon that he liked to, roll around. We would put some stuff in it and just roll it around the neighborhood. They didn't give me any receipt for that, so I at least know what they took, or at least I paid for that stuff. That was my property. I don't know what they did with it. Threw it out, donated to Goodwill, sold on eBay. I don't know. I also would like to know what happened to that stuff. No, nada. And then finally, after 3 years, they're gonna take 2 months rent from me, just because my email wasn't titled correctly. That might be the law, but you're not gonna stay in business long if these are your practices. And even if you do stay in business, I promise you that money is not gonna bring you happiness. And Six is rich. You know you don't deserve that money. You know you didn't earn that money. You know that you're just playing the system to extort money from me, to basically steal from me. And I allow you to do that. As I said, I will pay that blood money, but it is blood money at this point. It is tainted money. And I'm not doing that. I'm not doing this video just to hurt Six is rich, because I don't care. I'm doing this video to warn honest people that when they sign a lease with you, they think you have at least semi-best interest of your tenants in mind, not to extort any money that the law allows you to extort, because this could have been waived. This is I'm not saying I don't want to pay for what I owe. Whatever is damaged in the apartment, I'll replace it with the new. If you want new floors, even though there were no new floors when I moved in, or after previous tenants, there are some damages here and there. I'll pay for everything. I'll replace the entire apartment, no problem. But asking me on top of that to pay the rent for 2 months when I have a special needs child and my wife doesn't work, so you're stealing that money from a family that is struggling, especially now when the layoffs are left and right, companies downsizing, a high inflation, recession coming. In times like that, you're gonna sacrifice your morals and to employ despicable practice of just gotcha clauses in the lease just to extract a little bit more money. And we're talking about $3,000. That's not a huge money for Six is Rich. It's a lot of money for me. I don't have that money, and I'm gonna have to come up with that money, because yeah, I want you to have that blood money. I want you to spend it, and I want you to think about me, think about my family, what you're doing to me and to my family and to my child, by requiring me to pay money that you don't deserve, that you didn't earn, that it's not rightfully yours. Well, hopefully not a lot of businesses like that will survive the recession. Hopefully the market will self-regulate. If you looking for a place in Georgia, about 30 miles north of Atlanta, Holly Springs, Six is Rich is not your place, unless you have money for lawyers and stuff. Because this could be battled in court, but I prefer to just give him that blood money and see what's gonna happen. All right, thank you guys for listening to me rant, and I'll see you in the next one. Next one is also the ECM repair from Texas. Thank you.